60 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley, with convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut. Visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for Arts Beat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
8:07 on the nose, and that is vivid looking. It looks like the gamma is really cranked up on that one.
It's the monitor.
Is
Don't
it?
worry about it, yes. I had to switch inputs because the input 1 wasn't working last week. By the way, behind you, you're looking live at pad 39B with the sun coming up in Cocoa Beach. Cocoa Beach.
Wow, there's somebody's about to launch something.
No, they're trying the dress rehearsal for the 3rd day in a row.
Oh.
Where's the my?
That's the live feed.
Oh my!
Where's the my?
Well, I can't get used to that.
Bob, he's back.
I can't get used to that. That gamma cranked up on that monitor. That is.
Then change it over to input 1. Move the cable. Do all that stuff.
Or I'm
It
smart.
wasn't working.
Or I'm smart enough to
You can adjust it with the remote.
know how to adjust.
Bob, what are you messing with the
Wait.
mic
I don't know.
condoms?
I have no idea what I'm doing.
You can't.
I just ignore him like a child.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why am I so much lower than you guys? Did I grab the wrong chair again?
Probably.
There's a chair. This is the right
You're in
height
the,
right here.
You're in the.
Why is there a chair that's what it is. I'm in a baby chair.
I do say
Talk
hi.
amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst ourselves. Hi, Bob. We're allowed to talk amongst ourselves.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute. This would be my really good chance. to
Yeah,
say,
tell about Big Fish.
Come on down next week to the next weekend at Westfield Women's Club for Big Fish. It's going on. It's a musical. It's appropriate for all family members. I guarantee you will absolutely laugh from the beginning to the end. Well, the end you won't laugh, but the beginning you will. Music is great. Voices are great. And welcome back, Ken.
Okay,
Tickets are
I can't
available.
leave.
at
I can't leave for a
Westfield
week.
Women's Club.
This is your
No.
chair. This is your chair dilemma.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
I care.
Oh my
Yes,
God,
I
who
care.
the hell cares?
You're gonna be saying that after this 7-page monologue.
And that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so.
Are we ready for this?
Yeah, you know it's
Oh yeah.
it's the 5th day of April in the year 2022 Anno Domini. See how you get that correct, Bob? This is
Yeah.
Did I miss
All right.
something?
Yeah. No,
Yep, you did.
I was. It was 1914 earlier today, probably.
19 that's
well,
what year?
it was April 17th, 1914.
Do you remember it like it was yesterday?
I remember it. It was the beginning of the war.
Listen,
Yeah.
the post office was built in 1914
Yeah.
when it was on the corner of Main and
Really?
Broad, 1914, and that was also the first year that they flew an airplane over Westfield.
I was channeling that while
There
I
you
would
go.
say I was remembering that.
Oh, okay, Bob. Right.
Moving along.
Whose show was this anyway?
This is the den.
Who's here? Oh, Ken's here.
Ken's den.
Oh, darn. We
The
forgot.
views expressed by the host during his monologue are those solely of his own, not those of Westfield State University, WCPC, the Radio Club, the trustees of Westfield State, and I could go on and on and on. But,
Yes, you could.
and now,
You know what, Pete?
what's going on, Ken?
I think it might be getting old.
Really?
Yes, I love the lights and sights and sounds of Vegas. But I think I went when spring break was happening
Ooh.
or ending. The Flamingo Go pool has always been hopping and crowded. But here, the last Sunday of March, it was just something I wanted nothing to do with. So obviously, this monologue is going to be a diary of my travels in Vegas, right?
Oh, dear.
Now, I know that the pool was something I didn't want to have anything to do with because I looked down at it from the monorail bridge next to it. You know, I'm hoping that at this point it was just a Sunday thing since I'm usually here during the week and the pool is usually bearable.
True.
But my God, I have no other way to describe this other than I witnessed a bunch of douchebags with their backwards bro caps yelling and screaming at nothing. Well, yeah, well, they
Yay! Yay!
No, it was
they were maybe screaming at each other. Yeah, dude. Yeah, what?
dude.
Yeah.
I think they were celebrating that they were able to drink without using a sippy cup. You know, and if this continues the rest of the week, at least I know I have the spa I can hang out in. And I also have a Caesars Diamond card, which should get me into any other Caesars pool on the Strip.
Okay.
You know, usually you just flash that at the gate with your ID and you're in.
He's flashing people, Bob.
As you probably saw on a Facebook post, I took advantage of an old Vegas trick when I checked into my hotel. The old $20 sandwich.
Oh.
For those of you who don't know what the $20 sandwich is, you slip a 20 in between your ID and your credit card when you hand it to the clerk.
Okay.
In this case, my credit card was a Caesars branded MasterCard. You politely say, it would be great if you have any premium rooms or free upgrades available for this reservation.
With this little tip in your hand.
But you don't mention it. You just slip it, and when they grab it, they know what it is.
They palm
Yes, the seasoned people know. And usually you can just put it right in front of the keyboard in front of them, and they do their work. So home run, all right? Executive suite on the top floor.
Oh.
Not bad for $11 a night plus no resort fee.
What?
Yes.
Sweet. Does that mean more than one room?
No. Executive. It's a big room that's like more than 440 square foot. It's like a 700 square foot room with a couch and
oh my God! Yes.
a tub and a shower, and the shower had blasting jets in it. I mean, oh yeah, but $11 a night. All right, but it was one of the rooms remodeled in 2015, so it was not fresh but nice.
Yeah.
Oh, electric drapes too. Had a button right next to the bed to open and close the drape.
Oh, he does love to play. He loves to play.
Yeah, so as with my trip to Florida last month, I'm going to write this on a daily basis as I'm down here. And it'll be interesting to see where this goes.
As will we.
Yeah.
I went for my usual walk around the center strip tonight, the first night that I'm here. And Vegas has changed forever because of COVID. And I don't think that it's good. Over the past 2 years, I have reported that I have seen more and more automated machines replacing table games. And it made sense because since the casinos could not staff the tables, they put in machines. Yeah. Well, now that things are close to normal, the table games are packed. It's tough to find an open berth at a craps table. And the casinos have increased the minimum in on a lot of the games. You know, I don't come here to gamble, all right? I got that out of my system years ago. But I like to hit a table for 20 minutes to pay for my dinner when I'm out in Vegas. You know, over the past few years, I've learned to accept that the Strip smells of weed the second you step onto it. What I still can't figure out is how a non-smoking floor, that the hallways still reek of the skunk. So now, T plus 25 hours since I woke up and made my trek out. You know, taking in the time zone changes. I've received my Instacart order from El Supor, and my fridge is stocked with goods to keep me from spending $10 for a slice of pizza. Speaking of pizza, it's time to order one. I'll type to you tomorrow. Day 2. Yep, that pizza last night was the Brooklyn-type pie I can't get in this area.
Ooh.
Again, I ask, why? We are 2.5 hours away from Brooklyn. Why do I have to travel over 1,000 miles to get a decent pizza? You know, so I started the day out with a trip to the spa. All right. Now, these have been shut down for years. And, you know, I spent several hours there between the steam room and the whirlpool tubs, and it certainly took the cranky out of me. Now, as I mentioned earlier...
Hey, Ken, I got you a nice background. You should feel at home.
Look at this. We're on the Strip. Do you know where that is? It says
I'm too far away to know what the look is.
It's Dolby.
Looking at the Park MGM Hotel.
No. Okay.
That's what it says on it. Park MGM. I'm reading it off the building.
I'm trying to. From this angle, it's like
from the TI.
from this angle, that building looked like TI. like Treasure Island.
It's from TI apparently.
Okay.
Street level.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. So now
all right. Looking at it from TI, yeah, that's what the building looks like. But from the Strip and from the south, it just looks like a regular building.
Anyways, now that I've derailed your show,
not one of the best live cams for.
I'm doing the best I can on quick notice.
There's one coming off of the Strat, which just covers the entire Strip. If you can find that one. So, as I mentioned earlier, things have changed. All right, I used to be able to flash my diamond card and use any Caesar spa for nothing. Now that diamond card gets me a discount, and my discounted rate was $38. But it was worth the price of admission just for the showers. There are 8 jets and 2 shower heads that if you use them all at once, well, I would imagine that'd be the closest thing to being caught in a typhoon.
Oh my gosh.
Typhoon, you say?
Yeah. So I didn't go to the pool today since I chose to use a spa. And I did check it out, though, and it was back to normal. I'm pretty sure MTV is out of town for the rest of the week. Now, I'm planning to use the pool tomorrow, but there's a front that has come in from California. Another reason why California sucks. I actually witnessed my second Vegas thunderstorm an hour before I sat down to write this. The tail end of this front is supposed to bring colder temps and precipitation, all right? But the sun is still powerful here, though. And if I can pull off just a few hours, I will add to my fading Florida tan. But I love to walk the Strip. And when I say that, I walk each resort from one to the other, since the people on the Strip suck. And, I log miles a day. Side note, I lost 10 pounds when I was out there. So during my walk up and down the Strip, I stopped into the Cosmopolitan. Now, I've been there many times before, but I never bothered to get one of their loyalty cards. I mentioned that I was gold with MGM and diamond with Caesars. And the clerk said that does not matter now, but it will in a few months. Read into that?
Yeah.
So,
We know where he's going.
I read into that. That means they may start to tier match, which would be awesome since that is a place that I want to stay at, but I simply can't afford to stay at. And the Cosmo is one of the only resorts left on the Strip that still has balconies. Too many people have jumped from balconies on the Strip, and most hotels closed them. So we're at day 3. Day 3 is Wednesday. I lost Tuesday. Monday night started out with me having a few pre-cocktails in my room while I was banging out part of this monologue. I then decided to take advantage of the buy one, get one special you get on your first drink with the diamond card at a Caesars bar. The problem is there are multiple Caesars properties all next to each other, each with several bars.
Oh, boy.
So you could double. You go to a different bar, you buy one drink, and you get 2. So you go
buy one, you get one,
and then you leave and you go to another bar.
Buy
and
one,
get one.
Yeah, just by flat, and it's not part of their privileges that they print out. It's an unwritten thing that's understood.
Oh my!
Yeah, so
you know what's coming, folks.
I woke up around 9 a.m. I woke up around 9 a.m. on Tuesday morning and checked the weather. Yep, 59 degrees. That front came through. I decided not to use the pool and went back to sleep. I ended up waking back up around 1 p.m.
Oh, my God.
It was at this point where I'm trying to retrace my steps as I did not remember coming back up to my room.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
No. Well, at least you're in your room.
I saw a bag from Johnny Rockets with a receipt for a 4-piece chicken tender order placed at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
At least I was smart enough to eat.
Oh, my God.
But I may have been either too inebriated or too tired to eat, as I found 2 of the said 4 tenders in my refrigerator.
Oh.
How I got them into the fridge, I have no idea. I also saw that I took my pills and shot my insulin.
Oh,
but I don't
God.
remember any of it.
Oh, my
Good
God.
to know.
I am
This is
now
not good.
officially too old to party like I used to. On a positive note, I had an appetite, and I got myself some Hawaiian barbecue for lunch.
Oh, my God.
Now, Wednesday comes along, and we are go for the pool. I used sunscreen, and still got burnt. And it was the one time I didn't bring my aloe vera gel with me. The green stuff. And I keep it in the refrigerator, so it feels really good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, it hurt. It hurt in the spa the following day, the sunburned areas. In the steam room and I still went though.
He wants us to feel badly for it.
Yeah.
So Korean barbecue was up for lunch that day. Korean barbecue, not Hawaiian. Followed by a nap and another night out on the strip. Sans dirty martinis.
This time.
Oh, now that sounds mouthwatering.
Day 4 brought me back out to the pool and ordering a Philly steak from a place I like. And later on that day, cashing in my cash-out vouchers and packing up. I ended up being just about even with slots and craps. And in Vegas, that means you had a good week. And then came Friday. Yeah, I left the resort at 7:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time to fly home.
Yeah.
And arrived at BDL at 12:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time the following day.
Wait a minute.
Ouch.
Simple math puts me at 17 hours of travel, but when you factor in the time zones, it only ends up being 14 hours. Only.
What?
And I get to do all this again in 2 months. Let's pay our bills. We'll be back right after this.
Young teacher of the subject of schoolgirl fantasy. She wants him so badly and knows what she wants to be. Inside her, there's a longing. This girl's an open page. Bookmarking, she's so close now. This girl is half his age. Sometimes it's not so easy to be the teacher's pet. Temptation, a frustration, so bad it makes him cry. A wet bus stop, she's waiting. His car is warm and dry. Don't stand so. in the staff room, the accusations fly. It's no use, he sees her, he starts to shake, he starts to cough, just like the old man in that famous book by Nabokov. Don't stand so.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Join us the third Wednesday of every month with Selectman Joe Didi and his take on everything Southwick.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
And we're back, and I adjusted that monitor to vivid to standard, and it's still...
No, gotta go this way. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm off, too,
Yes,
which means...
you're off.
Oh, Bob shifted. That's what happened. Bob
I
moved.
went from here.
Yep, that's what happened.
Here.
All right, you gotta go back.
Oh,
I can move you.
there.
Okay, now...
Is that better?
Oh, for
You're driving me crazy.
sakes.
And I'm already crazy.
Hold on. I can adjust.
Look at this.
Look at that. Now you're
Wow.
happy.
Wow.
Everybody's happy.
And is that the strip beside us and behind us there?
Why, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, are we centered? Am I centered?
There you go.
Now, okay, so there is that over there. There's a
That's from the Treasure Island.
oh, that's Treasure Island over there with
I
that.
believe no, that's from the Treasure Island building, or maybe that's Mirage. I don't know.
Mirage is over to the right there.
Yeah, this must be Treasure Island, I guess. I've never been there. Kenny would know.
Yeah, you
I
have...
see New York, or the Big Ben there.
There's no Big Ben on...
What's
on
that
the
tower
strip.
there?
Eiffel Tower. That's Paris. And then coming towards us, right after Paris, is Bally's. Then you have the Flamingo. Then you have the Cromwell. And then you have... no, I'm sorry. You have the Bally's, then Cromwell, then Flamingo. And then you have the link area that ends up going to that big observation wheel. They call that the high roller. And then coming forward, again, you have the actual link. And then you have Carnival Court. Then you have Harrah's.
The tower that's right behind the Mirage there across the street. That looks like the Boston, the Customs building. Looks like the Customs Tower in Boston, doesn't it?
The one that's kind of lit up purplish.
The one that's directly behind the Mirage. So if you go Mirage, then cross the street.
right there, straight
Looks
up.
like the Customs House in Boston.
See the purple hearts in the air?
No.
below it.
It's right across the street, Bob.
You're talking about the building right after
Wait a
TI?
minute. It's right next to Bob. That thing right next to Bob. Right there. No, the other side, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. See the tower?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, that looks like the Customs House in Boston.
Oh.
I don't know. Whatever.
This thing right
Yeah, give me that other look again.
right here.
All right. So you would have... Oh, gosh, that's part of the Venetian.
Oh, that looks like St. Paul. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's St. Paul's Square
Yeah, because
in Venice.
you go from Harrah's, and then you have what's the movie? The the 11
Ocean's
11.
Right, but the name of the Casino Royale, and then after Casino Royale, you start to get over to where the Venetian is, and then you have Palazzo there too.
How do you sleep in a building in a city that bright?
You close the drapes.
Does it do any good?
And they're electric.
Does it do any good?
Oh yeah.
They're electric. You just press a button.
Yeah, but there again, I have the TV on all night anyway.
Oh.
So it's something I've done all my life.
That's true. You do. I do know that.
Yeah.
Because I've been in the room next to you and heard it all night.
Yeah, and if the TV's not on, I won't sleep because the silence.
Sleep with the TV on?
No, not at all.
The silence of the
kidding
Kenny.
me? No.
Yeah, when it's just silent, the stuff gets into my head and I just can't sleep.
My daughter does that. She sleeps with the TV on. I'll look over and she's sound asleep.
Take a look at how much better that looks.
Okay, yes.
Doesn't it?
That looks so much better.
Yep.
Yes, don't you think so?
Do you need a reference input?
No. My eyes are good.
I can send you a reference input.
That SMT code looks accurate.
Okay.
You know what? You know what's so
What are you doing?
That's called a SMT code.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
Hey,
it's
Empty
for-
bars, yeah.
Yeah. So I took it off of Vivid and I put it on standard and I cranked the color down about 20 points.
Okay.
Hey, so when we look at the television monitor, it looks like we're looking away from the monitor.
What?
No.
What?
No.
Oh, when you're looking up here.
That's why when I do Hour Back, I put the camera literally right next to the TV. So when he's looking at the TV, he's also looking at the camera. When he does all his Zoom interviews,
Got it.
I do it purposefully.
Okay, yeah. That might be helpful. You know what I mean?
No, well, if you just look forward, then you're looking forward like a newscast.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. See, I tried putting that monitor in the middle of the room.
Right.
It didn't work.
We couldn't see it?
It didn't work.
It didn't look nice.
No. If you're driving the
It
show
was off
from
center.
here,
Yeah.
no, it wasn't that. If you're driving the show from here, you had to do this to keep an eye on the time and whatnot, instead of glancing out of your left eye to see what's going on over there.
Gotcha. I gotta look at it.
This is the Ken Stomsky behind the microphone. I am back this week.
Yay.
Seated at the right hand of the Kenny is Den Mother Extraordinary, Kathy Palmer.
I be here.
Wow.
I be here. I have to say good morning to L24 in Emerson, and I'm still here. And welcome back, although he was telling me about his trials and tribulations out there with his sunburn. You do recall our last week here.
Yes.
When it was cold and blowing. Remember that, Peter?
Yeah, it was a little chilly.
Icy. It was awful. And he wants us to feel bad about the sunburn.
Yeah. It was cold.
It hurt. It hurt the second I walked into the steam room.
Oh, Bob, isn't that sad?
And I used sunscreen too.
Bob.
I just missed 2 areas.
We're not going there, folks. So don't even worry.
In the control room, Kitten of the Keys, Chairman Meow, the April
aristocrat.
April.
They're April aristocrat
of the airwaves.
Audio.
Peter calls.
Morning.
Perfect.
And Bob laughs.
Yeah, of course. How are you?
My old friend Bob. No, I don't mean old. I mean longest.
Yeah.
Never mind.
That's Scott. Yes. Yeah.
Never mind.
You've got the you're displaying your award-winning belt, Kathy. He's displaying. Kenny's
That's
displaying.
Kenny's.
Look at
I
this.
can't win that because
Look
it
at
weighs more than I do.
Yeah. It's the making the list belt. Yeah.
I
He
know.
won it in fair and square. What was the song that you won the?
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh, WKRP in Cincinnati. It was TV themes, and he won it because of our love for Betty White. Yeah, that was it.
Last Tuesday of the month, we'll be doing it again, and then we'll be off for 2 months. So.
Got it. Do we have a theme for the
I'm
next
pretty
one?
sure I know what I'm going to go with, but I'm going to wait until the last minute to
Be
release
very
it.
afraid.
All right, okay,
Be
got it.
very afraid.
Can't wait.
And now it's time for therapy with Bob Plass.
Bob, the door.
Yeah, Kathy, I'm really tired of looking on my Google News and seeing this stupid thing about Chris Rock's brother. Wait a second. Chris Rock's brother says he does not accept Will Smith's. Can't we stop talking about Will Smith's slap?
Oh no, we can't.
Bob, there's somebody at the door.
Oh, that again? Oh,
it's
yeah. Would you mind getting it, please, Kath? Please, just go over. All right. Put your work down.
Oh, stop.
All right, go. So open
I'll
the door.
I'll do it. Oh, I'm coming. Oh, Bob, it's Ken.
I gotta finish this article.
No, Bob, put the phone.
I'll put. Oh man.
Come in, Ken. We're
Hi.
expecting
I know
you.
I still have several weeks of free therapy.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Did I hear something? No. Did I hear free? Wait.
Free.
One
No.
second.
We don't take
Ken.
your Vegas cards here.
No. Where do you think you are in Vegas?
Plass and I had an agreement.
That's true, you did.
Yes.
You're getting a freebie?
I have several more freebies.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
But you know what? I'm not even going to consider this one of my therapy sessions.
Why?
Because I'm going to go.
You're just visiting?
I'm just visiting, and I want an opinion. So this one, there's no charge.
All right.
There's you don't even have to have a record of it.
I'm still calling it an appointment.
So
that agreement that I had, Kath.
Should I tape this? Do you want it taped?
Videotape, please.
All right.
We'll
tape it. Go for
it. The questions here. Will be, does this remind you of anyone?
Okay.
And B, what would be your solution to this, or your answer to this? Okay,
got it.
So, from Dear Abby. Actually, I saved this from January 12th. I've been waiting for the right time in order to use it.
I can't wait. All right.
I used your line. I said, oh, my.
Dear Abby.
Oh, my.
Or Dear Bobby.
Yes. Robbie to you.
I'm becoming more and more irritated with people.
Uh-huh.
My fuse is short, and I'm prone to bursts of anger. Today, I watched another driver run a red light, and I proceeded to honk my horn, lower my window, and give the guy my middle finger. I'm sick of people. They are, in my opinion, self-centered, inconsiderate jerks who need to be smacked. Stupid questions also set me off. I've been snapping at my wife and kids, which is not something I intend. What can I do to get a grip of my temper and not act out the way I have been doing? Is something wrong with me?
Oh.
Did you write this?
It sounds like I could have. Does it sound like anyone you know?
It sounds just like you. Oh, my God. You're not. Who did they say? Was it anonymous? Or who was that?
Signed. Really a nice guy in Michigan.
Oh, God. It was on your way. You wrote that on your way to Las Vegas when the flight, your 14-hour flight, touched down in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Michigan, Detroit. Yes, yeah. All right. So, Kenny, what would I say to that? Would you like some advice about that? You hate people, you don't like people, and yet you or Mr. Anonymous from Michigan,
Mr. Really a nice guy,
the nice guy in Michigan, goes to Las Vegas where there are a lot of people, right? Now, I would recommend moving out into the country, maybe close to the Canadian border where no one goes. Okay.
So you're telling me to take off, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that by the very act that you put pen to paper, your fingers onto a computer to write that.
I didn't write that.
Well, the man from
I was just looking for your opinion on that. This has nothing to do with me.
Oh, all right, okay. So the man from Michigan, Kathy, really has got to get a grip. It sounds like he's He's too angry for
to be driving.
Or I can read into it, and I can actually see how a lot of people suck.
Yeah. Well, you have to think.
Some people deserve to be smacked. Okay, stupid should hurt.
Oh no! No!
I can't believe you just said that.
Stupid should be smooched.
It's not stupid people that are doing this. It's very, sometimes it's the smartest people doing it. But I guess because of COVID, we've all gotten pretty self-centered because we lived in our own little egg. We're surrounded by our own little wall.
Right.
And when we get out there.
Yeah. It's a wonder we're even leaving our houses, to tell you the truth. I
still say that acts of stupidness or stupidity, if you cause that, it should hurt you.
Are you saying that you should hit the car when somebody does something wrong? I mean, like
no
road rage, real road rage, and you're going to hurt yourself.
No, something internally causes you to hurt. Like a pain in your chest or something. Something where you learn a lesson.
Well, that's really kind of true, that there is a little pain attached. Somebody's pain.
Yeah, but he's talking physical pain.
Physical pain.
Yeah.
Well,
if you do something wrong, you get smacked.
Okay.
That's it.
So
we did when we were kids. When we did something wrong, we got smacked, and then guess what? We never frickin' did that again.
So
at least I didn't.
Yeah.
Good point.
Man, I was afraid of that belt.
Yeah, no, I hear it. How many times have we heard?
But I turned out fine.
Yeah. I'm getting the belt. Have you heard that in your life? Did you ever say that to your kids?
No, it's
I'm
too
going to
late.
get the belt.
No, I never. I don't know. I don't remember saying that.
Yeah. I heard it in my life. I don't think I ever got. I think I got the belt.
Yeah, I was never beat, but I had the thing cracked across my ass several times, and I learned.
Yeah. Well, it's a different time period. We now recognize that the harm that got so.
What harm? I turned out fine. How are these timeouts doing for you, Bob? I mean, come on.
What would
we now say to the child? Let's think about that decision now. Think about it before you do it.
Well, I already did it.
You say to
was that the wisest thing you could have done?
Yeah. Dad or Mom, look, I did it already. Let it go.
Just wait till your father gets home. I mean, come on.
I don't know what that meant.
Yeah. I would suggest.
Sure. I didn't say that.
Sure. So I would suggest to the man from Michigan, I think you move close to the Canadian border in a little cabin.
Too cold.
Yeah. Oh, all right. You get a nice heater, okay? Nice warm heater. You build that fire if you like. You got a fireplace.
Too dry.
You're going to get a humidifier. And
using too much electricity now.
Dear Lord.
Oh my word!
There must be a warm place to send him.
I'd say
send him to
a warm place.
Yeah.
Hell.
Hell. The
Okay, Mr. McMahon.
The Bellagio Hotel is waiting for you, and I think there's a place in your heart, in that man from Michigan's heart, for Las Vegas. And if you could always go out to the desert, you could win some money. If you get angry, you don't even have to drive in Las Vegas, do you? You just walk that strip. Take your Tums and walk that strip.
Unless you hang out off strip.
And take your Tums, hang out off strip. Call Kenny because he'll be glad to commiserate with you. And enjoy your life, Mr. Michigan. You're really a nice guy, incidentally.
What advice did they give him?
Yeah, let's hear what her advice is.
What did they say?
What is she going to say?
Anger is a normal emotion.
Yeah.
Everyone experiences it from time to time, but lowering one's car window, playing the horn like a musical instrument, and giving other drivers a finger is usually not unwise but dangerous, and I don't agree with that.
That's it? That's all?
No, it goes on and on and on. But already in the first paragraph, I don't agree with her. Because, Massachusetts, we're called massholes for a reason. It's because if you get cut off, You give them the Massachusetts salute.
Yeah, but you know what? In this day and age, you never know who you're giving it to. That's the problem.
I don't want
could
them.
have a Mac 10.
Yeah. And they get out of the car, and then you go, oh, my. Oh, God. It wasn't you, sir, I was pointing the
They
finger
had
at.
it on the news this morning.
Yeah.
A woman rolled down her window. She had mini bikers or something in front of her. She rolled down the window and said, "Could you please move so I can go by you?" And they threw a rock at her car, and she crashed her car.
Oh.
Hey, Pete, how quick can you locate a picture on the internet and flash it up here of what's called it's a smart car, SMART,
I saw that.
and the model is TWOFOR, TWOFOR.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
Is
good.
this a little car that you can pick up with?
I've seen them
your
around
hand?
town.
It's tiny.
Yeah.
It's a tiny
There's one
little.
here.
Barely
There's
enough
one
to
that
fit
comes
like
up the
one
street.
one
Yes.
person.
Yeah. Are we going to attempt to get that up there?
I'm working on it.
Okay, good. All right. So,
Smart cars are no longer sold in the U.S.
They're no longer
New. no longer sold new in the U.S.
So they don't make them.
Now, why is that?
But the 10, 12-year-old versions of these cars are going for like $12,000.
And they were made by Mercedes.
Wow, that's a good.
I have seen them.
Mercedes and Daimler Chrysler.
So what? So why aren't they making these cars any longer?
They're
if they were
making
so
them, they're
good.
just not selling them.
Well,
They're a death trap.
Oh,
A death trap. B, they just weren't as reliable as they were touted to be.
yeah.
But I
was
need
sort of-
I need folks to see a picture of one of these
Hold on,
because
give me 1 second.
because it goes along with the story with
Right.
giving the Boston salute.
There you go.
Right.
Okay, so it's that little
That's
thing.
the latest model.
Okay, so that's an electric one, but this one had a 3-cylinder, 85 horsepower gas rear-mounted engine in it, the one that I was in. Now, my friend who picked me up in this, they are originally from Hingham,
Hingham,
from
Massachusetts.
Boston, right?
Hingham.
Now, so we're trying to get to a few places just off the strip, and like Boston, if you wait longer than 5 seconds after the light changes, you start getting the horn and everything. It happens out there too. And now here they are in this little car, giving the Boston salute to these people honking in that little thing.
That's funny.
And I'm like, oh my.
I'm
Hold
gonna
on.
be killed. I'm gonna be killed.
I actually have the vehicle in question. Stand by. Give me 1 second.
Oh, I know what he did. Okay.
What?
Yeah, so my knees are bent because
Here's the vehicle in question.
that is the actual vehicle that I rode around in for a bit.
No, wait a minute.
That's a death trap.
That it is literally smaller than
It's smaller- it's smaller than a go-kart.
Yeah, smaller than some golf carts I've been in.
Where were you sitting, in the back seat?
In the passenger seat.
There's a passenger seat in
Yes.
the car
Yes.
for a
Is there
kid.
is there a boot?
No, you can't open up the front, and in the hatchback there's a little storage area above the engine.
That's what I'm saying. There's a mini boot.
Yeah.
So the door doesn't open. It's like a hatchback.
No.
And you
The
step
door.
in.
They have two.
No, the door's open.
Doors open up.
Doors
Yeah.
open.
But
There's a guy. There's a
I
guy
am.
who used to be. There's a guy who used to work for Channel 22 as one of the sound guys, and he had one. And I was like, "Why are you driving a death trap?"
I mean, it felt like a total piece of crap. Driving around there again. I'm used.
It's a door.
I'm used to a 4,000-pound Cadillac.
How about the
right?
gas mileage though?
They said that they filled it up at the end of January and they still have half a tank.
Oh my God.
So how many miles to the gallon they allege?
But they alleged 35 to 45, but ultimately,
Well,
not that good.
if they're going from hotel to hotel, that's only like a little.
Well, they're not going from hotel to hotel. They're going a mile down the road to Wally to get groceries
Got
or
it.
something like
see.
that.
Yeah.
But then I asked them, and they've had this car for a few months now at this point. I'm like, have you taken it out on the highway yet?
Oh, jeez.
And they said, oh, God, no. when it gets windy around here, just on regular roads, you get kind of tossed around.
If it's the kind of car you could actually, two people can lift that car up and move. it.
I'm pretty sure of that, yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
I saw one just like that last week when I was leaving here.
Mm-hmm.
It was going up Russell Road. So
Wow.
there's one around here. I don't know.
Yeah,
whose
there's
it
like I
is.
said, it's probably the guy that worked for Channel 22. He lives in
Maybe
town.
it is. Yeah,
Oh,
could
wow.
be, Peter.
Wow.
You might be right.
Wow. Well, look.
I don't know how did that. Oh yeah, the Boston salute. Yeah, that's how that
Yeah.
came
Well, I would say that is not the car for the Boston.
Well, it was.
It's anybody that's in that car is saying to everybody, "Look at how cute I am.
Yeah.
Look at how
The,
isn't this adorable?"
the bird was given on South Harmon Avenue, Colville Avenue, Paradise Road, and Sahara Road. I remember all the locations where the bird went up.
All right. Is the window rolled down in order to do?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we had the windows down.
It's
because
so
it was
that
nice.
it's a
Yeah.
full salute.
Oh yeah, it went out the window.
Out the window.
Right up there.
Now background. This person is mid-60s, and they were in the
You can't
Marine.
teach an old dog
And they were in the
to-
Marines, and they went on to Navy. They were SEAL in the Navy, so
Yes.
they more guts and glory than anything
Less
else.
brain.
Oh my God. Well, at any rate, look at I may this man from Michigan, this nice man from Michigan, learn to that anger is a useless emotion unless you put it to work. In other words, you take your anger, the energy from your anger, and you do something like love people, hug people, do something, give some money away, do something special for somebody, and then your anger will dissipate. Thank you. That'll be $5.
Can you
Would you
see
write
me?
a check? Can we mail? Do we have an address for the guy in Michigan I just gave that advice to?
Can you see me doing this?
Yes, I can.
I want you
Yes,
to
I
begin. Yeah.
can.
Take your anger and start to hug people. That's a useful use of your anger. But keep your mask on while you're at it.
Oh no!
Here we go.
Oh geez, I only take my mask off on Halloween.
At any rate.
That plant that you brought over.
Yeah, sure.
It hasn't done anything.
Has it grown anything?
It's
just sitting there.
It's sitting there.
It's not dead, is it?
dead. No, it's green and healthy, but how quick do they
Springtime.
grow?
Well, springtime. Look, it's not right now. The plants are just trying to grow.
But it's inside.
What plant?
It's an ivy plant, Kath.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can have an indoor ivy plant.
And you're supplying it with
Yeah.
plenty of carbon dioxide
Yeah.
from all the smoking you do.
Oh,
That's in the other room.
Oh.
I only fart in the room where the plant is.
That's carbon dioxide too.
There
You know
we-
what?
That's methane,
We
too.
almost made it an hour without a fart. Almost.
Go ahead,
That's
Pete.
a record. That's a record.
Hey, here's something special. Get that damn fly out of
You
here.
got a record? We have a record?
All right.
A record.
So yesterday,
LPN?
yesterday on Kelly and Ryan, they mentioned that Ryan has a new girlfriend. Well, she has an old girlfriend. It's the girlfriend we thought she would. Yeah. Ryan's 47 and his girlfriend is 23. How do you like that?
Good for him.
Sugar daddy.
Hugh Hefner.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was thinking, so
Yeah,
he brought
you know,
her-
if I was loaded, you think I'd want a 50-year-old woman?
Hey.
Why not?
50. I'll take a 70.
70-year-old. Yeah. Well, I don't know, but I thought to myself, geez, Kelly met Ryan's new girlfriend. Her name is Aubrey Page. She's a model. And she met him her at a party for her husband, and her children were there. Now, her children are older than Ryan's girlfriend.
Are they already?
Well, 26.
gosh.
Michael is 26, and Lola's like 22 or 23. So Michael is older. But I was thinking, geez, how does that work when your best friend has a girlfriend
She's
who
an
is
Instagram
younger?
model. She's not a model. There's a difference.
Oh, there's what is it?
She's a what?
She's an Instagram model. She does not. She's more like an Instagram star.
So she just models herself on Instagram.
Yeah, it's
So
all these Instagram models think that they're true models, but if you don't have an agent, you're not walking a runway. I'm sorry, you're just peddling soft.
Yeah. So at any rate, now they're going to talk about their girlfriend all the time. I'm just noting.
It sounds like somebody I know.
I was going to say that.
Oh, who is that?
Oh, my girlfriend. Oh, my girlfriend. Oh, me, my girlfriend. Oh, my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Y'all can go take a flying leap.
Who could that with the girlfriend be? Hey, I got to get home. I got 3 minutes to get there. I got to hear about the latest saga that Ryan and
Hey, do you know what happened today in history?
What happened today in history?
What happened?
In 1822, the chairman of the House Naval Committee proposes creating the rank of Rear Admiral.
And so
there you go.
there's
There's the Instagram model with the old guy.
There she is. Yeah.
Oh my God! It looks like his daughter.
That's
just ludicrous.
Yeah.
I love having a program where I can pull up stuff fast.
Does that mean that the
rear
point there was a front admiral?
The rear. I don't get why they call it a rear admiral. Can you have any idea?
I never looked.
Doesn't serve on the front lines.
Say that again.
So they're
it doesn't serve on the front lines, so they're a rear admiral.
They're in
desk
the
jockey.
rear.
Desk jockey.
Oh.
I would think.
You think that's it?
I'll look it up.
Or maybe they're in the rear.
Bob,
of
get
the
out. Our guest is coming.
Units. Somebody is. Who is that guest? He's all dressed up in a suit, and I'm looking like hell.
That would be Kelly.
Look, Kelly Pease. Oh, I could say hello, and I'm gonna go.
It's impossible for you to do that, Bob.
Bye. Love you guys. Bye. Go on Westfield on weekends. Hey, Friday night we got a great concert up close and musical. Friday night, 105 Elm Street, 7 o'clock. It's free. It's from the great students, faculty, and alumni of Westfield State. These concerts are really dynamite. Come and tape it this week. Oh, Ed's coming to.
Yeah, you have somebody to tape that one already.
There we go. All righty.
Am I starting to smell culinary right now?
Yep.
Oh my God!
Somebody who's holding the door open.
It smells like a hot dog.
It smells like a pizza in here.
Yeah, it smells like pizza. Yeah.
I gotta. I'm going down the hall. Today's deep dish day. It's actually International Deep Dish Pizza
Deep dish sucks.
You want to go to lunch?
Deep dish pizza day. All righty. I'm out of here. Kelly Pease is in here. Our great state rep. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Store, take what you want and more. Shop until you drop. Voodoo consumer never stop. Load up on supplies. No sale, no compromise. Gun crazy down the mall. Voodoo consumer, take it all. Eat this, drink this, try this, charge it. It's fabulous. Step right up and take it, it's fabulous. If you can't afford it, fake it. Be deviously dangerous, ridiculously cool. Let's make it fabulous. 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 Drive me to the bank, kneel down and give me thanks. Grab your credit card, voodoo consumer, kiss me hard. Eat this, drink this, try this, charge it, it's fabulous. Step right up and take it, it's fabulous. If you can't afford it, fake it. Be deviously dangerous, ridiculously cool. Let's make it fabulous. Too late, voodoo consumer terminate. Eat this, drink this, try this, buy this, wear this, buy this, play this, charge it, it's fabulous. Step right up and take it. It's fabulous. If you can't afford it, fake it. Be deviously dangerous, ridiculously marvelous, meticulously treacherous, disarduously cruel. Just make it fabulous. 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 Fabulous.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
Join us the third Wednesday of every month with Selectman Joe Didi and his take on everything Southwick.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
And we are back. Today is the 5th day of April in the year 2022, Anno Domini. This is the Den, Ken's Den. Sit at the table in this next half of the program. State Rep Kelly Pease and his administrative aide, Ethan Flaherty. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
All right. Been a while since I've had you on.
It's always good to be on, kid.
Uh-huh.
He says that now.
and you notice that they both come in dressed up. Now Ethan has like a jacket on, but he has a collar shirt and a tie underneath that too.
You dress for the role you're playing.
Exactly.
None of the other. Oh well, Senator Vilas comes in dressed up, but that's because that's his show. But for the most part, people in government typically don't show up as dapper as yourself, and it's something you always do.
I try to, even when I retired from the military and I got a job as a civilian as a GS level, where a lot of my colleagues would dress casual, and it's like I dress up, and it's like you always dress for the role you want, or the job you want, not the one you have. But
so explain blue jeans and a black T-shirt every single day, Kathy.
Explain that.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
That's the job you want.
You never see me in anything else.
No, as a matter of fact, I haven't. Do you own a suit?
No. No, I have one sports jacket that's a little small for me because it's like 30 years old.
But you did lose 10 pounds walking the strip.
So you were listening.
I tried to.
It's self-defense.
I was working the select board meeting down in Southwick yesterday, and one of the select board members says to me, he goes, "You know what? When I go to Vegas, I gain weight. Because you go out there and
you sit at the table,
and I walk and walk and walk and walk and walk. I don't like walking my own neighborhood here in town because it's boring. You got bumps and holes in the sidewalk.
You have the Riverwalk right there.
That's boring.
Oh no, it's not. Riverwalk is
boring
lovely.
compared to Las Vegas Boulevard.
It's not as exciting as that.
Yeah, there's always.
I would be bored with Vegas.
So the sun's just starting to come up there, which is how I woke up that morning where I lost the day. But 10 pounds though, and it's easy to do it because you walk and walk and walk and walk. Oh, yeah. But ultimately, I'll have a special lunch like a Hawaiian barbecue or Korean barbecue or whatever. But then the rest of my diet is a slice of pizza and a dirty martini. I mean,
healthy.
I'm really not. Yeah. It was definitely a cheat. It was definitely a cheat week last week. Yeah, my A1C is gonna kill me next time I read it, but that's way down anyway. I got my results.
I know you were trying to keep it down on purpose.
Yeah. I wanted to show that I could do it, and I went from 9.6 to 8.2 in 3 months. So, take that, glucose.
Nice.
All right, can I ask a question before we get rolling and all this stuff? What do you guys think about the controversy? I know this doesn't directly affect us, but the Springfield courthouse mess that's going on over there. Would you guys be in support of a special legislation and appropriation to replace that monstrosity?
The mold, you mean? The mold
Just
issue?
to rip that thing down and start over.
I'm not. I mean, obviously something has to be done. Whether it's some kind of renovation or a new courthouse. I mean, they're pushing for the new courthouse, and I'm not as intimate as exactly what the deal is, because you get the Springfield folks. We know it's a mess, and there's obviously a record of people getting sick from it. They have to do something. I'm not sure what that answer is.
92 just to clean it, though. I mean,
I'm looking. We're kind of lucky that we do have a district court in Westfield, but people still have to go over there for certain things. But this is becoming this problem child that won't go away.
Yeah,
it is our county court too, so it does affect Westfield.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, it does. We have that same issue, don't we, with the police station?
Yes.
That needs replacing, and that's having a lot of issues with mold, and it's not handicap accessible. No, it's not, Peter.
Not completely.
It isn't. Not for the patrolmen. It's not. Take my word for it.
Yeah, I know that.
I know people.
No, I mean you can't get to the basement. Yeah.
I think that's one of the city's priorities for replacing after they get done with the Franklin Street Elementary School.
And that's a couple of years down the pipe, though.
Actually, they at the meeting last night, the school committee, our city purchasing director said that they were going to have RFPs on the street in the fall, and they plan to start in the spring.
Oh. But still, how long is that construction going to take?
That's probably 2 years.
Yeah, at least.
Are materials going to be available?
That's always a question these days.
Yeah, from what I understand, that's holding up Aldi's down on East Main.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Starbucks up by you.
Yep.
That was a materials thing too, from what I understood.
Yeah, it sat there for a while.
Yeah, that building, for that pad area, that's taken the longest to build that I've ever seen something like that take to be built.
Yeah, it is taking a while.
Yep. Yeah, the supply chain issues are just horrendous. I mean, it's terrible, and you know how we're going to get it fixed, but we need to.
So you're. I'm kind of envisioning you being back in Boston now instead of doing remote stuff, and at the same time now we're $4 a gallon of gas. So explain how that beating is for you right now.
Well, it's not too bad. We do still have the remote option. They're trying to bring us back in, and I think we're going to have that option through the end of this session. And I think going forward, we will be in live for votes again, is my prediction. Who knows what they're going to come out with for the eventually. But I think for the committee hearings, they're going to stay with a remote option because they have more participation from the public. They don't have to drive to Boston to testify on something, a bill. So they're going to leave the remote option in for committee, which is great for us as legislators because we have a lot more committee hearings. And then if you go down and for the formal sessions and vote on the bills and stuff in person, that would be a great option.
Now, what have I seen in the paper recently regarding the stream not being available?
Oh, that's for the Governor's Council.
Okay.
The Governor's Council, the stream went away. For us, they're always available. And usually, unless they have too many committee hearings going on at once, they're always available.
Ethan, how often do you get to jet out to Boston?
I try to get down there sometimes, probably once a month, I'd say.
Matter of fact, we got to get down there because I just got an office.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did. I forgot to tell you.
That.
I forgot to tell you.
Whoa! You have an office now?
I haven't seen it yet, but yes, I think I'm in the basement. Of course, I'm being a freshman, but it's Office 33, so I am gonna go down there and check it out and try to get it furnished a little bit.
So where were you going then when you didn't have an office?
Well, what normally happens when freshmen get elected, they have like about a 2-month period where they put you all together in what they call a bullpen, which is kind of good because you build bonds with your freshman class. But since COVID happened, we had a bullpen until just a little while ago. Now we're getting our offices, so it's been like 14 months. So they did set up a little bullpen down there when we were there for us. But yeah, I would just mostly hang out in the minority leader's office. It's big. There's always space in there, and it's also good to be around the other representatives who've been around for a while.
And I can't really imagine there's a lot of people that would be hanging out in the minority leader's office here in this state.
Well, it's pretty good. It's a nice office. They got a good staff, and they're very helpful. And plus, other legislators hang out there because you got your leaders also. A couple leaders have their office inside that suite. So,
so you have people from the majority hanging out there too.
Not very often. Once in a while, you get a couple come down and talk and stuff.
What's it like being such a small minority in the House trying to govern? I mean, it must feel a little frustrating now and then.
It is, but it's not too much different. Matter of fact, I just had this question when I did office hours up at Liberty Manor last week. They said, what's the benefit? And I said, the benefit is I can fight for what I believe in and what my community needs, where my freshman Democratic colleagues can't, because they will follow what the leadership tells them to do, and I don't have to. It's not going to affect me anyway.
Right. So, we've seen that with Senator Velas. We've seen him on both sides.
Well, he has bucked the system or voted on the other side many times, but I think for the most part, his leadership, they give him a pass. And a great example is we got to talk about the road money, Chapter 90 money.
Yeah, are we getting another $100 million into that?
Yes. So what happened?
Oh, yes.
Oops.
No, well, what happened is they had the FY22 supplemental budget come in with extra money to spend that the governor put in, $100 million for pothole repairs, for winter repairs, and $100 million boost in Chapter 90 money.
So this is on top of the already normal $200 million a year that goes into that program?
Right. So that's what he proposed. When it got to the House, they took out the $100 million for the Chapter 90 money. They left in the $100 million for the winter repairs. So I did an amendment to put that $100 million back in, and I made them vote on it. So, but it went along party lines. Every Democrat voted against it, and every Republican voted for it. And I'm like, I don't know how you can be a representative in Massachusetts, especially if your roads are like Westfield, and not vote for more money for roads, because it's been flat funded at $200 million for 11 years. Matter of fact, we just are getting ready to take up the FY23 budget, and we just voted on Chapter 90 money, or transportation bill, bond bill, and the governor put it in at $200 million. And I'm like, you can't leave it at $200 million. You know, the Mass Municipal Association requested $300 million, as they normally do, but they said we really need $500 million to do our roads right.
But you know, material and labor have gone up 25% since they flat level funded this at $200 million.
Right. I have a friend of mine who's in charge of the roads.
You know, all the politicians are getting their COLA raises, but they don't take into consideration it costs more to repair the roads.
No. I mean, I had a friend of mine who said, look, a year or so ago, it was $8,000 to replace this culvert. Now it's like $20,000. How can you keep up with what you're getting with the same flat funding for years? Now, granted, they did put in $150 million in grant money, broken up into different pots, 5 different pots that you can apply for grants to get extra money. But again, my mind is, we need to increase the dedicated money to cities and towns. That's one of the things I campaigned on. Taking care of our schools and roads, those are the biggest thing that drive our tax rates up, property taxes, because those are the biggest budget items usually in most cities and towns. So I put in on the FY23, I said, well, you know what? I'm not going to go big. I'm going to go small. I just want to get an increase on the baseline. So I tried to put in an extra $25 million to make it $225 million for the baseline. Made them take a vote, and they all voted against it.
That's because you have an R after your name.
Or I think we should, or the roads aren't quite, I can't believe the roads are any less worse out east than they are out west.
I think they're terrible everywhere. I mean, Westfield is probably definitely one of the worst, just because all the water we have here in the water table. I mean, we have how many rivers that run?
Well, and the miles of roads that we have.
Yeah, we have 188.
Yeah.
And I think that this is also true. There's probably a lot less drainage on roads here than in the eastern part of the state, where it's more densely populated. You put in sewers and storm drains and things like that. And a lot of roads in Westfield have nothing but drain off the road into the dirt on the side.
Right, which will erode them. But anyway, I mean, the city of Westfield, they need probably about $5 million to do the roads right. And they get 1.2, and actually, for some reason, their amount went down for this new Chapter 90 money. So,
thank God ARPA's going to take care of part of Meadow. Jeez. Yeah. So when you're legislative aiding, are you getting involved with the roads and the road money at all?
Somewhat. I mean, we all bounce things off of each other, and I think we work together well.
Mm-hmm. So walk me through a typical morning, both of you showing up at the office down on Elm Street.
All right. Well, both of us got to get there at 8 o'clock sharp. First thing I do is
because if you're not early, you're late, right?
Exactly.
Actually, I get there probably closer to 9 most days if I don't have an early meeting, because I put my son on the bus in the morning.
Read the news, get up to speed on everything, and then whatever meetings we have for the day and whatever work we gotta do.
So I would imagine you have like a share mail and things like that come down from Boston for you to review and for you to bring yourself up to date with.
Well, we get tons of email every day. Yeah. I mean, that's what we spend a lot of time going through emails. Like, you get an email this last Friday evening. That some bills came out of the Higher Education Committee, which I'm on, for our vote to say, either agree with what the chair's recommendation is or not, to send them to the floor or send them to a study. So, that's what we did yesterday. Yesterday morning, we went in there and we went through all the ones to make sure that we do agree, because sometimes I don't agree. I'm like, no, I don't want this one to go to a study. That means it's dead. I want it to be voted on, so I'll vote no on the recommendation, But like yesterday, I voted with all the chair's recommendation, but we sit there and go through all the bills, whatever. I don't know how many there were, but, maybe 10, maybe more. And they say, what do you think? What do you think? What are you seeing in that? And we kind of go through it together.
Mm-hmm. So Ethan, does Mr. Pease ever treat you to lunch down Westwood, or are you brown bagging it?
I'm brown bagging.
Yeah.
No, we go out to lunch when we're out doing events.
I haven't taken him out for a long time. That's, all right, you're guilting me, but he probably deserves one.
Yeah, I'm on your side, bro.
Thank you.
Just for the people listening, Kelly, can you tell them exactly where they can find you?
Oh, yeah. I'm at the Westwood Building.
I know where you are.
Oh, yeah. The Westwood Building, 94 North Elm Street, and I'm in the third floor in what they call the Executive Suites, but it's 301 in, as in November.
And what are your hours?
We're there usually 8 to 4, unless we're in an event or we go to Boston or whatever, and we do take a lunch in there somewhere, but they can always call us at 875-8787, and we can schedule a specific meeting, or they can email Ethan and I. It's kelly.pease@mahouse.gov or ethan.flaherty@mahouse.gov for any issues.
Oh, you have your own house email.
Oh, did you hear that?
You're important.
Yeah, email me.
You're important. So if people want to talk to you, do they need to call and make an appointment, or can they just do walk-ins?
They can do walk-ins, absolutely, but it's always safer to call in case we're out running around
Good to
doing
know.
something. Like right now, we're not there.
You're not there? You're not there?
No.
Okay.
9:21. Let's take a break, and when we get back, we'll continue with Rep. Kelly Pease.
The heart is a balloon, shoots up through the stony ground. There's no room, no space to rent in this town. You're out of luck, and the reason that you had to care, the traffic is stuck. take you out of this place. Someone you can lend a hand in return for grace. It's a beautiful day. Sky falls, you feel like it's a beautiful day. To let it get away on the road. But you've got no destination in the mud. In the maze of her imagination, your love is down. Even if that doesn't ring true, you've been all over, and it's been all over you. It's a beautiful day. To let it get away. It's a beautiful day. Touch me. Take me to that other place. Teach me. I know I'm not a hopeless case. See the world in green and blue. See China right in front of you. See the canyons broken by cloud. See the tuna fleets clearing the sea out. See the bedroom fires at night. See the oil fields at first light. And see the bird with a leaf in her mouth. After the flood, all the colors came out. It was a beautiful day. So let it get away. Beautiful day. Touch me. Take me to that other place. Release me. I know I'm not a hopeless case. What you don't have, you don't need it now. What you don't know, you can feel it somehow. What you don't have, you don't need it now. Don't need it now. It was a beautiful day.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
And we're back. And
We're back.
why does Connecticut get the best stuff with gas tax? I mean, if Connecticut, of all states, is temporarily eliminating the gas tax for a little bit of relief, you figure, oh, geez, Massachusetts, come on.
It's going to drive up the price even more, though. Because
Well-
think about it this way. To reduce price, you want to reduce demand a little bit. And if you drop the gas tax, that's going to increase demand, no?
Well, I think when you're talking around $4,
I don't know about that, Peter.
yeah, I mean, when you're talking $4 a gallon, I don't think it's going to make much difference to 25 cents at this point in time when you were paying 2-something a couple years ago.
Well, that 25
That's a different
25
animal.
that 25 cents times 10 gallons, that's $2.50. I mean, that's now. Can you still get a burger at the Clown for that?
No. No, the price of beef has skyrocketed too.
Yeah, but I mean, a matter of fact, when we did the supplemental FY22 bill, the two amendments that were voted on was one of my colleagues brought up giving the gas tax relief, and then when I brought up putting the $100 million back into the Chapter 90 that the governor recommended, and both of them were defeated. So, but I mean, the governor did just sign that FY22 supplemental budget, so now that cities and towns should get that extra $100 million to help with winter road repair from last
So
year.
we're not taking our Chapter 90 money that we normally would have gotten to do the repairs. We have additional money for the repairs.
Yeah, and actually it wasn't under Chapter 90 because they did it using a miles formula, which like in the West, we feel that going by road miles is going to be better than the Chapter 90 formula, which they want to redo anyway.
Interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
We do have more roads.
Yeah, from what I was reading, isn't it a combination of the 3 population, road mileage, and then
Anything else?
there's one other thing. Right?
Workers, yeah. It's like your workers, how many?
Yes,
you have.
okay.
But yeah, that's the Chapter 90 formula. So the $100 million that did get put in at the end of 22, so for last year's money, is road miles. And then and they keep saying how the Chapter 90 formula is flawed. They need to relook it, and because they gave me that argument when they voted against it, and so when I put the $25 million for the 23 budget, I said, and I know we need to relook it, but that doesn't matter. We need to increase the baseline of the $200 million. You know, it doesn't. You can rework the formula, but the baseline still needs to go up. You know.
Yeah, we are at a disadvantage when it comes to the both population and the worker numbers compared to the eastern part of the state.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing we have
All right,
going
explain
for us is the road mileage.
Right. Yeah, and I believe that the formula, and I'll have to look it back up, but when it's workers, it's like workers that come in to your city or town from outside.
Outside.
Right.
I see, yeah.
Yep. So.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we are a large bedroom community here.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of manufacturing here, but yeah, a lot of people go to Springfield or West Springfield or somewhere further east.
So speaking of money, we're about to get into the budget, and the governor comes up with it, and then the first thing that happens is it gets passed on
to the House. Yep,
Okay.
The House takes it up after the governor submits the budget, and then they take their whack at it and change it however they want, and then and we will officially take that up at the end of April. And then after we spend a week down there, usually late nights. I mean, last year's my first one, and like, it was always like 11:30 at night, and one night was like 2 in the morning.
Hey, that happens here in town too. Remember that, Pete?
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's why that's the 1 week that I got like an Airbnb to stay there that week instead of trying to go back and forth, because usually we start at like 9 in the morning. They don't start too early, but with some meetings about the amendments. So anyway, we will finish that up, start the Monday of the last week of April, and then finish it up usually probably by Thursday. And then
So nobody look for Kelly the last week of April.
I won't be here.
Yeah.
I'll be in Boston. And then it goes to the Senate, and then in May the Senate will take up the budget. I think it's the end of May, because they'll probably look at what the House did, and then they'll do their own thing, and then in June they'll have a committee that comes together from the House and Senate to consolidate the differences, and then hopefully that will get submitted to the governor. You know, we'll vote on the consolidated, but you can't add any more amendments once the consolidate comes out. You either vote yes or no at that point. Yep. And then it goes to the governor for his vetoes, and then it comes back. We vote on his vetoes, and then it becomes the bill. It comes the budget.
Both the House and the Senate here in the state are largely Democratic versus federal, where you're 50-50 between the House and Senate. So you get a lot of back and forth and a lot of disagreements, a lot of arguments. What have you seen? And this is going to be your second budget, anyways.
Yes.
What have you seen with the largely Democratic sides on both the House and the Senate when it comes to agreeing and coming to terms on something?
There's a lot they don't agree on. We have lots of bills right now that have like little differences in them, and they've been in help me. What is it? It's
Conference.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Once again, you have
I like my government.
crystallized my thoughts eloquently. So they've been in a conference committee because the Senate leadership and the House leadership will not budge on certain things. So you're getting gridlock, even though they're all Democrats that are determining what's going to happen. So it's the same.
All right. So when it comes to budget time, how do you spend your time during the week that Kelly's away, and that for all intents and purposes the entire month, I would say?
I'm sitting in the office.
He's talking to me on the phone a
Yeah,
lot.
talking to him on the phone a lot.
I'm like, hey, look up this, look up that, and we talk and coordinate. You know, I'm like, this came out. Look at this, see what this means. I'm going to look at this one, and it's just so we have a better understanding what's coming down and how I should really vote.
Things move around a lot, so we got to track where certain things are to.
And I'm sure you still have a lot of emails to take care of and answers that people want, even though he's not there. They don't know. They're still going to email you and ask.
So do you get down into the bill and read the entire bill and look for keywords? Are you at that level where you can really break something down and find one word that might change the entire meaning of something?
Interesting.
Most of them, not the budget.
I'm
not.
Right, but the regular.
I don't think either of us have read the entire budget. But
yeah, but the regular.
Does anybody? Here's a better question: does anybody read the entire budget?
Yeah, Peter. Good question.
Well, no, I mean you do, but they come down with a good breakdown. Like this is getting there, and then we get a lot of input from different organizations to say this line item funds us. Like there's a line item in there that funds all the YMCA's and the Boys and Girls Clubs throughout the state. They give them to the big one, and then they disperse it to the locals. So you get meetings from that to say, hey, support this line number, or we want an amendment in there to increase it because it's been flat funded or whatever. I mean, I haven't got that. Matter of fact, I'm sitting down with the YMCA this week, and I'm sure I'll be sitting down with I think Bo Sullivan over at the Boys and Girls Club because Bill's kind of recuperating. So.
Yeah, so there's none of this. You have to sign it in order to see what's in it.
No, not too much. No. It's pretty. You go through it, and there's enough other watchdog organizations in the state that'll point out. So they have people that go through it and they'll point out, hey, wait a minute, this is But we go through it, but I wouldn't say we read it line for line or. Because it's huge, obviously.
Budget-wise, but just a bill that's introduced. Do you really start to break that down?
Yeah, we will. We will go through, especially if it's a controversial bill.
Right. I try to read them word for word before I give any opinion on it.
Yeah.
So speaking of opinion, I imagine that people call or write in to express their opinion. How often are you hearing from constituents in the office?
Fairly often. People are always writing to give their opinion about whatever hot topic is in the paper or whatever's going on, but it's not too bad. I mean, some people are very adamant about their positions, and you hear them out.
Is it mostly opinion that people are contacting you with, or are they contacting you with, oh, geez, I have an idea, or I'd like to have this bill introduced?
I'd say a good mix of both. We get certainly citizens do advocate for certain bills and ask us to watch out for them, and that's pretty impactful for us, I think, when not just organizations reach out, but when the citizens that would be affected reach out and say, hey, look out for this bill. So that's something you can really connect to the local people.
I forget the bill number, and it's been bounced around a couple of times now, and I forget what it's tied to now, but a lot of people refer to a section in it. I think it's coming up in maybe May or the end of April. The nipple. Not the nip bottle bill.
Oh yeah, yep.
Bob Plass just reappeared in the studio for a short period of time.
Well, they only call them nip bottles around here. When I get on a plane or go into a packy, they don't even have packies out.
No,
out
they don't
in
packies.
Yeah. So let me have a nip of this and a nip. What's a nip? But you know,
What do they call it?
they want to put the small. They call it small.
Oh, the small.
Okay. They want to see a dime put on those things.
Right, and I mean, and I thought we just voted on that as a ballot initiative not too long ago. Wasn't that for the water? Water. I thought the NIPS were part of that.
It was part of something, but now it's coming back up.
Well, that's what they're.
And I forget it's House 40. I can't even think of the number now, but I'm libertarian, as everyone knows, and I hate excess taxation, but I am all for a 10-cent deposit on those nip bottles.
Because you see them all over the place?
Yeah, the second you put a dime on them, they won't be along the sidewalk any longer.
Okay, see, and that's the feedback we like to get from constituents. How do you feel on it? I mean, we get a lot of emails from not our constituents necessarily, but from people around the state that send them to all the legislators and say, vote on this bill, vote on this bill, because it's like a form, whatever organization they tie it into, that'll send out an email. But it's really impactful for us to get emails from constituents that I represent to say, this is how I would like you to vote. Now, obviously, I can't vote because we'll get some, like there's one on the bikes about letting the motorized bikes on the rail trail. So we get emails saying they should not be allowed on the
And when you say motorized, are you talking about the electric assist?
Yes.
Or are you talking about...
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And because actually Ethan was looking into this a little bit more in detail about what it because then we got emails from the other side saying, I think this is a good thing.
I'm having Don Podolsky come in next week. I'm asking him about those bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I guess it's what do you find out?
Well, it's separated into 3 classes of bikes. So the first 2 classes would be the bikes that cap out at 20 miles an hour. They stop assisting at 20. And then the third one would be the bikes that kind of go a little bit faster. That go up to that the assist helps you up to 28.
Exactly.
And shuts off. And I believe it would just create those classes and let the cities and towns kind of regulate where certain classes are able to go.
So I probably would not have a problem with that. I mean, obviously, the only problem with that is if you're rolling from here to Southwick, is there going to be different rules, right? But
is that why sometimes the state should step in and set a rule?
Yeah.
Where so now on a multi-city, multi-municipality trail, you have a state rule that they can't just you're going out for a drive and the Southwick police are standing at their crossing going you, and just dishing out tickets.
Right. No, and in certain times it makes sense to do that. I mean, I'm all for local control as much as possible, but some things it does make more sense for the state to come in and do a uniform policy or law across the board.
Yeah. Southwick, it came up during one of the select board meetings that, a resident came in petitioning, don't sell the nip bottles in town. And they realized, and they determined, well, that's not going to help out the sellers there because now you're going to lose business to Granby and Westfield and Agawam and whatnot.
Right.
But so that needs to be a statewide thing, where it's not banned, but the 10 cents. And I was about to get into when I was a kid, I would hop on my bicycle and put buckets on the handlebars and just ride around looking for cans.
Oh, yeah.
Because then you would crush them up and you'd sell them for the aluminum.
Oh.
All right. When was the last time you
Kenny's
saw
old school?
When was the last time you saw a can on the side of the road? It's because of that deposit.
Yep.
And especially in an urban downtown Westfield is not urban, but I'm going to call it urban for this.
Yep.
There's a lot of nip bottles all over the place. Even my street, which is off Meadow, I get them in my bushes all the time. And that 10 cents, you pick up 10 of them, and that's $1, and you can buy yourself another nip drink. I mean, that is why.
Economics,
100,
Kenny, economics.
11. You'd need 100. You need $1.10. So 11 nips, and you get yourself a free drink. Now, do you think there's going to be nips hanging around downtown anywhere once that's
I remember when it used to be epidemic right behind Lansdowne Place, between Lansdowne Place and when the rail trail was just an abandoned rail line.
Yeah.
The nip bottles back there used to be brutal.
Yeah.
I used to remember getting calls about it at the police department back in the day.
Yeah. So I think that's a no-brainer to slap a deposit on them things.
Okay.
Even though I hate excess government. And,
Yes. Yes,
and
I was kind of
fees and
surprised you took
taxes
that point of view. So it's good
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah. I mean, I am a
And you
libertarian.
well,
I'm
but
not. I'm not on either end.
But you said this is why I'm in support of it, and you explained it very well. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm able to. I have no problem taking a position on one side or the other, so long as I believe in it and I trust
Right.
it, and I think it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, one of the questions I get is from environmentalists in town is like, well, what do you support? And I'm like, of course I support the environment. Everybody wants to have a cleaner planet, but I said we got to do it in a common sense type of way. We can't be just cramming it down our throats. Next thing you know, we're going to have rolling blackouts like California, and that's the path we're going down.
Mm-hmm.
We got to be able to get there in a way that makes sense, where we can live our life but continue to move in the green direction.
Well, you just buy an electric car?
Talk to Germany and Eastern Europe that's become dependent on Russian gas because they went too far towards green too fast.
Yep.
And then they got caught with their pants down when all hell broke loose.
Right.
You know that's the problem here is you want to keep moving to. I don't have a problem moving towards the goal like you said.
No, it
I
makes
completely
sense.
agree with that.
Yep.
But like Elon Musk has now been saying, hey, we're 30. Keep doing this for 30 years and make steady increments, but you can't do it in a decade. Or he said even 2. But he said your 30-year goal should be getting to where it's all electric and things like that.
That's why I voted. Because somebody asked you, how'd you vote on this? Matter of fact, I had a meeting not too long after being in office with the Democratic committee members in the city, and they said they were very disappointed. I voted against the environment bill, and they said, "Why did you do that?" And I said, "Well, I'll tell you why I did it. Because the governor had proposed a change to reduce it from 50% reduction by 2030 to like a 45%. He said, because we can get there and we can still reach our 2050 goal, but it's going to save us billions of dollars because the technology is not there yet, and you're going to kill businesses. So we got to be smart about it, but we got to continue to move in that direction, but we got to do it in a smart way.
And a viewpoint that I have is, all right, well, a lot of the lower income folks, they're always buying a used car. Now, 10 years, 12, 13 years from now, a used electric vehicle, they're going to probably have to dump $5,000 into battery cells for it. I mean, that's not a viable option right now.
No, but maybe down the road they will become more efficient than that.
And when they can...
That's what Tesla's working towards.
And when they can...
10 years is a long... technology can, and you know how quickly it changes.
Yes.
So by then we will buy...
so long as it doesn't cost 5 times what it should. At the same time.
Right.
I mean,
we got to move there. We got to get there. I mean, because, and I always go back to, look at what we did in I think it's the 80s with the acid rain, right? I mean, our lakes and everything were getting decimated from the acid rain. So federal stepped in and said, hey, plants over in Michigan, everything where we're getting all that from, we got to step up and put in regulations on your smokestacks to get them in compliance, and it turned it around, and we haven't heard about acid rain.
The acid rain is ruining my hair.
Yeah.
Remember that?
But
yes.
Yeah.
So we can do things and continue to move in the right direction. Again, we just got to be smart.
You know what we need? We need an electric vehicle to be able to take a 90% charge in the same amount of time it takes to fill a fuel tank.
And that may happen.
Oh my God, that would be incredible.
But
I don't see any
10,
way
20 years.
to get that high of a voltage to dump into a battery. The technology
it
doesn't work that way.
It doesn't exist now.
We don't have
it doesn't happen now. But Pete, you and I go down to Virginia. If we had an electric vehicle, we couldn't go there and get down there.
Doesn't have enough range.
No.
Yep.
No, but now you have a car that you can put a 90% charge in. In 10, 15 minutes. I mean,
I think the tipping point would be when you get to a photovoltaic roof of a car that supplies enough energy where it almost becomes independent, or a zero-sum balance where you can charge on the go if you don't have a really bad rainy day.
What
or
happens at
something like
night?
that. Yeah, but it's you still plug it in. You can't get away from plugging it in. What I'm saying is that the battery keeps topping off as you're going down the road because you have a photovoltaic that has a high
Say
enough
that one
output.
more time. Say that one more time.
Photovoltaic.
Spell that, please.
A solar panel.
I know.
Yes.
Solar panel, and that's the only way where you get to the point. But that technology has been improving, but it's not nearly enough power generation output to make that happen yet.
Well,
No, that's why we have farms just to,
I've seen
come up with a 20,000 kilowatt. I mean,
I've seen a solar yacht that a guy's developed that's energy independent. You can go off the grid with it, but he's still that's $3 million though for all the battery capacity you need to run the yacht, and he still yet has a generator on it because he doesn't want you to get stuck in the middle of nowhere in the middle of the ocean without having some sort of propulsive power.
Yep.
But there is right now an energy independent catamaran that can run off the grid. So I mean we're getting there, but it's not small. That takes the whole top of the yacht to make it work, and to have enough output to keep recharging it. But if we get to a smaller point, we will. There's already technology I've read about things that funnel like a pane of glass in a window. There's receivers on the edge of the window all the way around that convert electricity. So it funnels the light off to the sides and generates electricity that way. So that technology is in its infancy, but we're getting there.
Oh yeah,
they've had the windows that will create a charge for a bit now.
But this is different technology. It's not embedded in the window pane itself. It funnels all the light off to the sides, and that's where the conversion happens.
We got somebody in town here. Jason Flaherty has a company that does solar block, and it's basically the cinder blocks that you can build a building with. It has the solar panels put into it
That's cool.
to make that building efficient. He's really trying to.
And there's now the Tesla roof too, which the roof tiles, instead of putting on new roof tiles, you put an entire roof made of these Tesla solar panels, and the whole roof, both sides, the entire roof is a big solar generator.
But it's funny how you said earlier, right? Elon Musk said that we can't get there. And I mean, he's the leader in electric cars, right? And he's the one who's saying you gotta.
Our president thinks GM is the leader in electric cars,
Yeah,
but whatever.
But you gotta. But he's saying you guys gotta slow down to get to where you need to be.
Yeah.
He also says though that in 20 years most cars aren't going to have steering wheels. So, I mean,
I've at the electronics show, I've actually been in some prototypes like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's a wheel there you can take over, but you push it in, and then it just. If you need to correct it, you just slightly touch it and swipe it, and the car will make its own adjustments. And it was actually cool. I missed it this year because of my
video of it.
Yeah, there's only 40,000 people that attended it. That would have been beautiful to go to that show with that few people. But
yeah, well,
I'm scheduled and booked for this coming year.
We're not going to let you go again because you know why.
I'm already scheduled for
last
this
time he was
January.
patient 0 for COVID around here.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
I just want to lighten things up right now.
Yeah.
But
Apparently
they do
you're not
have all
succeeding.
that, and a great example is your cell phone. I mean, who thought 20 years ago we'd be walking around with a computer in our hand?
Star Trek fans.
I mean,
did.
I got my first desktop right in the mid '90s.
Yeah, tricorder.
Yeah,
I got my first desktop in the mid '90s, and this has way more power than anything that I bought for the first decade.
I remember
now,
that.
Peter, didn't they say that your cell phone has more power than the computers that sent?
No, my watch has more.
Sent us to the moon.
This watch has my watch on my arm has more power because it was only 64 kilobits. I think was the total memory of the moon lander.
And here's one for all you children. When I was a young'un going to school in 6 feet of snow, barefoot uphill both ways, the computer systems took up a whole entire room.
Oh, yeah.
It was just the whole room.
Absolutely.
And now you're holding it in your hand. So in 10 years, 20 years with the cars, who knows?
Oh, no, absolutely.
Who knows
I got
what we'll be doing?
when I got my start, I was dealing with 124K 12-inch floppy disks. I
Floppy
mean,
disks.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah. Oh man.
And Ian, you've never been without a computer, have you?
I don't think so.
No, you're the first generation that really has totally grown up, totally tied to computers and technology.
Yeah, when we grew up, we went out back and took a stick and put it in the dirt.
I remember in the 80s, I had bought, I think it was the Commodore 64, and I could get online, and the only thing I could find online was like movie reviews at that time.
Oh, see, I remember my 128. I had a Commodore 128, the white one with the longer build than the 64.
Well, that was probably the next generation.
Yeah.
And this is what they put in museums now.
Which was surpassed by the
sewing.
Commodore Amiga.
I got started with the color computer too, and I did the bulletin board systems. And I first got started with a acoustic coupler modulator demodulator.
And what did it cost you?
Otherwise known as a modem.
Yeah, well, it took it was acoustic coupler. I had to take the handset, like in that movie War Games, and put it down on a device.
On my Commodore 64, I could save my data to a cassette.
Yeah.
I could plug in a cassette thing
Big time.
to save the data, so then I could bring that back up at another time.
Yeah, I started with cassette too. You know, C-Load M, cassette load machine. I mean, that was.
And do you have any idea what they're talking about?
But you know, it's going to get even worse right here.
Ask your dad.
The color computer too. When you went online, it wasn't graphical. It was monochrome text.
That's what the reviews
You know,
were.
all
for
the
movies. Right.
and all the bulletin board systems. And it was on that that machine that I got into the digital system when we were up in. And I thought, oh, good. You know, I had the phone number, and I finally got in, and there was nothing there. I spent like 2 months trying to get into it. Nothing there.
Nope.
But then I changed over to Commodore 64 and went online with that, and I had the 1541 floppy drive. But what was great with the Commodore 64, when you went online, it did ASCII.
Is that what it was? I don't remember.
Yeah, ASCII. American Standard Code for Information Interchange.
I know ASCII.
Yeah. You had color. You had multiple color when you were on a bulletin board system back then.
Remember sprites?
Hey, Pete, are you set up to play a game?
I can. Give me a second.
Yeah, it was on my thing.
I didn't. You never gave me a sheet today.
I didn't? Oh, I apologize.
Yeah. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
All right.
He's
so
still recovering from his debauchery.
And, I just outside of losing a day because I had too many,
Buy
dirty
one, get one.
martinis. Yeah. It started off. I had a couple up in the room, and then I went down to one of the bars at Flamingo, and here I get this $18 martini in a plastic
cup.
Ready.
And I'm like, what the Christ? So they're not, well, screw this. They know me next door over at Bally's. And then I got the real martini in the glass. And I'm like, okay, well, there's 2 other bars here at Bally's. I'm going to go over there. Oh, you know what? I can just walk through this corridor and go to Paris. And there's 3 bars in there that I can. And
Okay, I'm ready.
yeah, that's what happened. That's my story, I think, and I'm sticking to it. But something that we do like to do on Ken's Den every now and then is this thing called Ken's 10.
I know.
Now, you folks have played Ken's 10 before. Ken's 10 is a list of rapid-fire questions I send off in your direction. There are no right or wrong answers. And, I stopped at Ken's 10 5 a few years ago, and then the China virus came here, and I came up with version 5.5, the COVID edition. And now I'm up to version 5.5, the 2 weeks of Straight in the Curve edition. But before I go any further, is there anything, Ethan, you want to tell me about World Youth Forum in Egypt?
Oh, yes. I went to the World Youth Forum in Egypt.
Why didn't you mention that earlier?
I was going to bring that up, too. I apologize.
I should have. Great place for young people from around the world to have global policy discussions, a lot of human rights stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't get to participate as much as I wanted. I got COVID over there, but
Oh, no.
but it was a good time.
All right.
But at least when he had COVID, he was being put up
Yeah,
in a 5-star hotel.
His dad's texting me.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
He texted me to smile.
So question number 1. We'll go Kelly, then Ethan. One use or washable fabric mask?
What?
One use or a washable fabric mask? Which one?
Neither.
Which one were you
Sick of
wearing?
mask?
Which one were you wearing?
I got the one use.
Okay.
That's what I wear now.
All right. Ethan.
Cloth.
Cloth. All right. Were you willing to fly or were you staying grounded?
I was flying.
Oh, I would fly.
Yeah. All right. Now, do you wear or did you wear a mask in your car?
No.
Absolutely not.
Okay. You've all seen it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. Do you carry your papers?
I have it in my backpack.
Uh-huh.
I have a picture of it.
Yeah, that's not carrying, so yeah. Do you wipe down grocery carts?
Sometimes.
I just wash my hands a lot.
Uh-huh. I always did even before all this.
Yeah.
Are you or were you afraid of large public crowds?
Not really.
Probably was in the middle, not now.
And obviously, I know the answer to this, but I have to ask it. You had no problem sitting down and eating in a restaurant.
I like food.
Oh, yeah.
Now, did you use any type of a device or a cloth on door handles?
Sometimes, I mean, but I mean, I do that kind of normal, anyways. If it's
I've-
available,
I've always done that,
Yeah, I mean,
too.
I try to be.
You know, I use the elbow to push it on doors.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Try to use the bottom of my shoe to push the doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even want to touch my elbow.
Uh-huh. All right. Would you mask up without a mandate?
In the middle, if I'm going somewhere with people, probably. No.
I wouldn't unless I was going to be around somebody who was like immunocompromised. Then I would, just because of I don't want to spread something to them.
All right. And Ken's 10, number 10. Are you ready to go one more year?
No.
No.
All right.
Freedom, please.
And that is Ken's 10. Look, I've got about a minute left on the clock. Anything that you want to get out before we go?
No, I mean, we put out how to contact us, and feel free. If you have any issues with any government agency or department, reach out to us. We'll take care of you. Ethan's gotten really good at taking care of and talking with these government agencies, and I'm thankful for him. And so we're here to represent you. And I get nomination papers. I'm getting signed. I got to do better, but by May I got them done, and to get my name on the ballot. And I'm looking forward to representing the city of Westfield and the town of Southampton and for a few more years.
That's right. Yes. Okay. We good, Ethan?
Thank you.
Think so.
All right. I want to thank you two for coming in. Next week at 8:30, I'm having a half-hour guest. Don Podolsky is going to be in.
Okay.
Because with all these gas prices, I want to learn about what we have for bicycles available now.
Okay.
And then the 9 o'clock hour, Hope Tremblay will be in. The following week, Chef John Flaherty will be in the studio, and then 3 weeks from now, we will be playing Making a List, where that will be back up for grabs. That's all I got for you. I'll catch you next week.
Next week.
Thank you.